Alright guys, I'm finally gonna do Emmeline. So here's your box. Everybody likes the pictures on the pretty boxes. She's a spirit prop, obviously. And she has all kinds of stuff. IR, sensor, volume control, adapter, speaker jack, battery adapter, step pad, try me button. Requires 4 AA batteries, multi-prop remote, and for indoor or covered porch only. Requires 4 AA batteries. I guess you can do a battery instead of plugging in. Okay. Alright, well, I opened this and then realized I need to video it for you guys. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. Reminds me of the cocoon guy, spider guy. But here we go. So let me get all the parts out and I'll show you what we got. Alright everyone, it has taken quite a while to unbox all of this. The box, it slid out like a sleeve, an inner sleeve. And so then you had 9,000 of these to undo. So I'm really hoping the hardest part of this build is going to be getting it out of the box. But as you can see, there's quite a few parts. Here's her face. Sorry, the sun's on it. Quite a few parts. And look at this, guys. What is this? What's the date? 10/23 of 23. Spirit Halloween added something for free. A thing to mash in your spring buttons. What? You mean they're not going to try and charge $5 a piece for these? Anyway, so here's all your pieces. Some metal rods, your instructions. She's hollow in piece. Some more rods, a lot of cloth, your adapter. I'm assuming both of these are going to be your base you're going to piece together. This part I set aside separate because I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, see this like slimy looking? Sorry, when I put my finger in there, it made it go out of focus. It's got a slime to it, and it had a plastic bag over the whole mechanism. So I'm hoping that's just, you know, to help it move back and forth. See, it's got a lot of goo. A lot of goo. So let's just hope it's to help it move back and forth and something it not. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, I've done 2 things. I've attached the front of the base A to the back of the base B, and it's just these little push pins. And then the slimy part, the slimy thing that I told you, it's C, and it goes down C to C right here. It clips in, and then you just lay it over for right now. So that's all I've done so far. Alright guys, I took this part, and I can't remember what number it is, letter, but it's the one with the spring. And you put it in, and then the slimy one, man, it's slimy. You push this in, and it opens up, and it slides in, and then that goes back in the hole like a safety pin. Anyway, it locks it down. So, you know, I'd heard this prop was very well made. Not at all a spirit prop in design, so it's looking to be so. Alright, so that's where we are right now. I can start to see it a little bit, so let's move on. Alright, the next step was to simply pull these bars up and put a cotter pin through them. Now it says use 4 cotter pins. Down at that end is another cotter pin, but mine were already attached. So I'm assuming that's where the 4, but you got this crossbar here in the front, and you got the one in the back. So you just pull them up, put one through. Alright guys, and then we just take this part here. It's 3 pulls put together. It attaches right here, and it is H to H. And this is how it looks right now. So, I tell you guys, this is an interesting build. Alright, so you take this is F to F down here, and it's a tab on the inside here that says F to F. And this pole comes up, and attaches right here, G to G. So now you got something that's looking about like this. Alrighty. Alright guys, now I just added an extender onto the end here, and it's eye to eye. Alright, and then you match up this smaller piece, and it has a hook right here, J to J. Alright guys, and then it tells me just to take the big cloth and put around it. And I remember watching somebody's video, and there's a trick about this cloth, but I only saw one hole, and to me that's the only way it looks like it can go over, but I think there is some trick, but I guess we'll find out. So for right now, just find the hole, put it over the whole mechanism. Alright guys, you take this pole right here. Well, first of all, you take the body mechanism. It's body thing, and it's one thing. And you connect right here, K to K. Then you take this pole and pull it up. I'm all in here trying to find L to L, because this piece right here is L, and I'm looking for another L, and the whole time it's just dangling right here. So you pull it up and you put the washer and a cotter pin right there. So that's where we're at. The next step was end to end, you push in for her left arm, and the same for her right, which is M. They're push pins. So, oh, she's gotten dirty in her box. Anyway, so coming along. All right, guys, the next thing it wanted to do, excuse me, it's got these two little hooks right here of cloth. There's a hook here, you put one around, and that hook at the top, you put one around. And then you have these, excuse me again, I am sorry, cord handlers, mechanism things. Then once you put 3 down this pole, so obviously you're going to put your cord down here at the bottom and run it down to try and keep it out of the way. So, all right, that's where we're at. All right, guys, then you run this long P line from down there, and you connect it P to P, and then you put it in these little slots. And I just realized I shouldn't have went over the rail with that one. But anyway, and I've got 2 left over, and I searched real quick through the instructions, and I don't think I need them anywhere else. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm not yet seeing how this works. If it folds back, I think if I come up through here and run the line, then it won't get pinched anywhere. And right now it's laying on the slimy wire anyway. So I'm going to use these 2 probably down here, and try to keep it from getting pinched or messed up. All right, everybody, I don't know if this is the way it is supposed to be, but this is what I'm doing. I'm going to run this down through here. It comes down. And there we go. And that's how I'm doing it. It's still touching the little slimy wire, but at least it's not, pole touching the slimy part. Anyway, the next step was to take this spring that's already attached here and attach it down around that hook right there. All right, everybody, I've been trying her out. I usually wait and try out props for the first time with you guys. But I wanted her to come flying out through this Home Depot arch. Well, excuse me, she is too tall to be doing that. So, and I kind of suspected that, so I went ahead and gave her a whirl. Okay, first negative right off the bat. And I don't remember it being this slow with other people's. But she is uber slow going back and resetting. Now that being said, I was standing in front of her just now. Now all I've got holding her down is a full propane tank, because that's all I had in my garage right now. And she lifted up, so she comes at you at full force. And when you're standing right up on her, it's creepy. So I like her, and I like the jump scare, but I am disappointed about the reset time. But I've heard with spring operated props or spring assisted, whatnot, that the more the spring loosens, and I don't get this. I would think that the tighter it is, the faster it'd be, but whatever. Apparently, the looser the springs get, the faster the prop goes. So maybe, of course, that's the faster it would initiate, not recoil back. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm about to set her off. So be careful. She may actually hit me. And you know, I'm not sure where her... Oh, it's in the mouth. Here we go. Sorry about my finger. So as you saw, she lifted up that full propane tank pretty handedly, and also enough where she is now sideways a little bit in the little alley that I wanted her to be in. So yeah, she comes at you at a great force. I love the way she jumps at you. I hate the time it takes, I mean, as you see, to reset. And I'm definitely going to have to get some weighted bags. So as soon as she resets, and she's plenty loud. And I do not have her all the way up. Thank goodness. I noticed they had her, she came from the store all the way up. Let me unplug her before she knocks me out. All right, so there's Emmeline, girls and boys, ghouls and gals. Right now, I really wish, I heard somebody say that they wish that the back here was black so she could blend in more with other things. And I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Because then it would just look more of the ghoul white. And the reset time are my negatives. And I can live with the white thing. I just think whoever I read that, they were right. That would be a much better back in for. The pros is she's pretty scary. I haven't paid much attention to her face. It's a hard plastic. Eyes light up. Pretty ghoulish. And I'm telling you, when she comes at you full force like that, it is something. It took me aback a minute. Hands are flimsy, which I'd read that. That way, if they accidentally slap somebody, they're not going to hurt them. And she's tall, because like I said, she's not fitting through my Home Depot arch. I don't know how tall she's supposed to be. I'm looking for the box. Does it say? 7 foot 1 inch tall. So yes, she is a big one. I'm gonna give her. I hate to say it, but I'm a little disappointed. I really am. And it's just that reset time. But I'm gonna give her, because when she does come at you, good grief, I'm gonna give her 8 cauldrons out of 10. 8 cauldrons out of 10. I'm gonna take away for the slow withdrawal back. I'm not going to take away for the color of cloth, although I do think black would look better. But yeah, it's so extremely slow going back. I guess I'll take two points for the extremely slow retreat. Hopefully it'll get faster as it gets broken in. But other than that, it looks good. Scares you coming at you. I'll tell you that. It's something when it's coming at you. I've definitely got to have a lot of heavy weight. I'm going to have to go get a couple of bags of sand. But a great scare. So 8 cauldrons out of 10. Not a hard build, just an interesting build. Different, but good different. It's well made. I will say that it's well made. So, all right. Well, there's Emmeline. All righty. I'm not sure. I'm looking around right now. I've got a couple more props to put together, but they are older props that I've already done videos on. So I'm thinking the next thing you might see me post will be a daytime, hopefully immediately followed with a nighttime preview. And guys and ghouls, I'm sorry. It's been a heck of a month for us, so it's not going to be up to my standard. But I have put a lot of time into it, even though it isn't up to my standard. So just bear with me and try to be nice. I mean, you guys are. Y'all are wonderful. Y'all are so nice. But just it's not going to be up to par for what I like to present. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'll do a daytime and a nighttime walkthrough as soon as I get pretty much. I got to set my tombstones out. One of my hearse and ponies. I mentioned earlier that we had a fire here. One of the sheds burnt down with their trailers and a friend's car in it. I'm actually going to I wanted to put some skeletons with my fire gear on it. For those of you who don't know, I'm a retired firefighter, police officer. But I'm really out of time. So I think I'm just going to put my dragon, like he burn up all that stuff out there. So a few things in the yard still. My lighting, which you all know is the most important thing. A honk can look and you throw the right light on it, you're like, yeah. So that's what I got to work on. And hopefully get done before this Saturday is our big party. So, all right, now that you know my whole life's history and story for blabbering on like that, I will let you go, and I will be back hopefully with the walkthroughs next.